Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I formally declare this council meeting of the Colac Otway Shire on the 27th of November 2024 open. It's now 4 p.m. We'll start with the opening prayer. Almighty God, we seek your blessing and guidance in our deliberations on behalf of the people of the Colac Otway Shire. Enable this council's decisions to be those that contribute to the true welfare and betterment of our community. Amen. Acknowledgement of country. I would like to start this afternoon by acknowledging the traditional traditional custodians and lawmakers of this land, their elders past and present, and welcome any descendants here today. Just on meeting administration, that please be advised that this meeting is recorded and live streamed with the exception of confidential matters. This includes the public participation sections of the meeting. The live stream recording of this afternoon's meeting will be available on the website as soon as practicable. By participating in open meetings, individuals consent to the use and disclosure of the information they share at the meeting, including any personal and or sensitive information. The oath of office. I would like to note that all councillors present at tonight's meeting took the oath of office before the Chief Executive Officer at COPAC in Colac on the 11th of November 2024. A copy of the oath will be attached to the minutes of this meeting in accordance with the requirements of the Section 32C of the Local Government Act 2020. I note that all councillors are present. There are no apologies. Move on to item 3.3, confirmation of minutes. I propose that we move to confirm the minutes of the unscheduled council meeting held on the 11th of September 2024, council meeting held on the 18th of September and the council meeting held on the 18th of September 2024 and the unscheduled council meeting held on 16th of October 2024. Do I have a mover? Councillor Potter, is it to be seconded? Councillor McCrickard. Would you like to speak?
I don't wish to speak to it, thank you, Mayor.
Anyone else? No? We'll now put it to a vote. All those in favour? It's carried 7-0. Do I have to call them all out now? Okay. Show of hands again. Councillor Potter, Councillor Hudgell, Councillor Buchanan, Councillor McCrickard, Councillor Dadooge, Councillor Howard and Councillor Schramm, all for the motion. Declarations of interest. Does anyone have a declaration? No? Move on to question time. Colac Otway Shire encourages community engagement, and integral to this is the opportunity provided to ask questions at council meetings. 30 minutes is allowed for question time at the council meetings. Community members wishing to ask questions of council by video conference were requested to register their intention before 5 p.m. on the 25th of November 2024. No requests were received. Councillors received questions in writing from Noor Peterson and David Walsh. These questions will be read out and a response will be provided by the relevant member of the executive management team. So the first questions are from Noor Peterson. I'll hand it over to General Manager of Community and Economy to read the questions and offer a response. Thank you.
Through you, Mayor. Some background information that came with the questions. To all councillors, congratulations on your appointments. May it be a productive term working diligently to deliver the best to your constituents. Free Palestine letter to Colac Otway Shire. At the end of 2023, a wave of councils around Melbourne began passing pro-Palestinian motions. Meanwhile, groups within the Colac Otway Shire supporting this issue plan and meet. The world can no longer be immune or silent to the decades of the plight of occupied Palestine and the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Your constituents supporting a pro-Palestinian voice are many and varied, including the small community of Muslims, following their conscience as the horror continues, rallying for and demanding justice. Many global organisations, including Amnesty International, the UN, UNICEF, and many national governments, have condemned these atrocities. And now the recent ICC ruling, which has consequences for Australia, being a signatory to the Rome Statute, recognise the crimes against the Palestinians. We all as Australians can no longer equivocate on the continual Israeli attacks. A call for an immediate, unconditional and permanent ceasefire and a call for withdrawal of Israel from occupied Palestinian land. So Ms Peterson asked 3 questions. Has there been any discussion among councillors specifically condemning the Israeli crimes and calling for a ceasefire? 2, what commitment are you willing to make to ensure the council upholds the values of human rights and peace, be it locally or globally? And 3, can the council discuss the following to formulate a motion similar to what other councils have passed and publicly add your statement of support to this growing list? A response to the 3 questions combined. This issue hasn't been discussed with councillors, and at this time there is nothing scheduled for a discussion. In the next 12 months, councillors will establish the council plan for the 4-year term, and that will shape the strategic direction for council, including what types of things they wish to be involved in.
Thank you. I now move to questions from David Walsh, and I'll throw to the General Manager of Corporate Services for the question and a response. Thank you.
Through you, Mayor. Again, some background information was provided prior to the questions. I respectfully submit and request that this letter be tabled and answered at the ordinary council meeting on 27 November 2024. I have listed the 11 job vacancies advertised on Colac Otway Shire in October 2024. Building maintenance tradesperson, $72 to $82K per year. Executive assistant to the CEO and Mayor, $86 to $93K per year. Governance officer, $86 to $93K per year. Manager community places, $150 to $160K per year. Manager community services, $160 to $175K per year. Manager economy and creative industries, $150 to $160K per year. Manager planning and building, $160 to $170K per year. Manager program delivery, $160 to $170K per year. Manager service and operations, $160 to $170K per year. Manager sustainable environments, $140 to $150K per year. Senior governance advisor, $160K per year. I believe if we employed just one less manager, we could double the footpath renewal budget. If we employed 3 less managers, we could double the footpath and the drainage budgets, and so on. The questions that Mr Walsh has asked. Question 1, how many of these positions are newly created roles? Question 2, how many of these management positions are replacements? Question 3, do we really need so many people in management justifying their jobs, making rules that only delay and complicate life for ratepayers? Question 4, at the end of the day, how many of these jobs are not necessary? A response has been provided to all 4 questions. The recent recruitment campaign is the result of a range of factors, including some vacancies in key roles, as well as a redesign of the organisation structure, leading to some new positions replacing former positions. Organisation structures should not remain static, as we should regularly review the makeup and structure of our workforce. We have recently completed a review of the Council's management structure to ensure that we continue to build our capabilities, to ensure that we are well placed to deliver on the strategic objectives set by Council, as well as the day-to-day business of Council. There were a number of reasons why this restructure and recruitment is taking place in 2024, including Point 1, Council's decision to continue to provide aged care services and transition to the Commonwealth's new aged care reforms, including an investment in the manager's role to lead this change. Point 2, there were a few vacancies created with the departure of some people that allowed for a review of how responsibilities were distributed. The outcomes of the review are aimed to, point 1, strike a better balance of workloads between and across divisions. Point 2, enable the successful implementation of service delivery transformation in aged care. Point 3, strengthen our capacity and focus to deliver on the priorities of Council. Point 4, provide enhanced career pathways and job enrichment by designing greater opportunities for existing staff to develop their career with Council and continuing to grow our own. The majority of these manager roles that we are now recruiting for are different to previous roles, but to varying degrees. Some are entirely new, while others have some minor changes to responsibilities. While some people question the importance of a strong management structure compared to perhaps the staff who drive graders, lifeguards or event officers, it is critical that councils have a well-structured and staffed management team. Council is a complex organisation delivering a wide range of services. Many of these are high risk and most are highly regulated. The management team ensures the Council's employees are clear on their work plans and are supported to deliver the important services our community depend on. There are also 2 roles that are vacancies and are more straightforward recruitment, being the governance officer and executive assistant roles. Overall, the changes have been made within the existing FTE level at Council. It hasn't increased the amount of FTE Council employees.
Thank you. And that concludes our written questions, and we move to questions from the gallery. In accordance with our governance rules, we've sought registration for questions from the gallery. We have one registered, Tosh Jake Finnegan, if you'd like to take the lectern. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and may I say to all councillors, congratulations on your election, and congratulations in particular to Councillor Schramm and to Councillor Howard, who have been elected Mayor and Deputy Mayor for the next year. My question relates to, I believe it's item 7.1, or is it in relation to budget transfers and the like. So in relation to table 3B of the budget transfers, Council will this evening consider approving a $171,325 allocation of the community grants program from the current operations budget. The money the Shire spends on community grants gets some of the best returns for our community, as high as $10 of in-kind contributions from the community for each dollar handed out in grants. With this in mind, will councillors consider ending the free lunch perk that they receive and directing this money, which is spent only for the benefit of select councillors who take free lunch, towards our community grants program, where we can see a much larger benefit to the wider Colac Otway community?
Thank you for the question. That'd be corporate services.
Thank you, Ms Finnegan, and through the chair. I'm not actually sure that officers would be in a position to discuss that. I think it's, as you're aware, probably a great discussion to have around the time that council considers the development of the budget. The project transfer table isn't going to a reallocation in any way. But just for clarity, the project transfer table is merely just ring fencing money that has been allocated to the community grants program onto a project account, so that if it is not all taken up by community at the end of the year, it's not lost through the end of year process. That's what the purpose of this is. Thanks.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, thank you. And that concludes our question time for this evening. Thank you to everyone that submitted a question. Item 5, petitions, joint letters. I note there are none. Item 6, planning and responsible authority decisions. There are none. Now we move to officer reports. Item 7.1, project budget adjustments and cash reserve transfers, October 2024. Are there any questions of officers, councillors? No. There's a recommendation before us for this. Do we have a mover? Councillor Potter. have a seconder?
Sorry, Mayor, I'd like to move the officer's recommendation as my motion, please.
Yeah, thank you. And seconder, Councillor Howard. We'll now have the discussion or debate. Would you like to speak, Councillor Potter?
Thanks, Mayor. Just briefly, look, this is a form that we see every month now, councillors. It's a great form, provides transparency to ourselves and to the community, and it details on a monthly basis how projects are travelling, the projects that have come under budget, projects need topping up, and it's a great document to let everybody know exactly what is happening in this area. I commend it, and I note that we've had a question based on some of the information in this document already tonight, so that just shows the value of it.
Thank you. Any other councillor wish to speak? No? In that case, we'll put the motion to a vote. All those in favour? It's carried 7-0. If you can leave your hands up. Councillor Potter, Councillor Hudgell, Councillor Buchanan, Councillor McCriggar, Councillor Jazouj, Councillor Howard, Councillor Schramm, all for the motion. Thank you. Now move to item 7.2, the appointments of committees and external organisations. The purpose of this report is to appoint the councillor representatives to a range of committees and boards. Some are critical, however, councillors, it would be good to make as many appointments as possible at today's meeting. Why have I had to read that out? That sounds awkward. But it would be very good. So, any questions of officers? No? You're right. So, councillors, officers have provided a recommendation with the report for our consideration. Does any councillor wish to move a motion in relation to this matter? Councillor Potter, is it to be seconded? Councillor McCrickard, Councillor Potter.
Thanks, Mayor. My motion is slightly different to that in the agenda, in that I need to add some names in. So perhaps, Mayor, if you indulge me, I'll read the motion out so the councillors are clear in what we're voting on.
Yes, thank you.
Number one, the council determines that one, councillors Phil Howard and Jason Schramm are appointed to council's Audit and Risk Committee. Two, councillor Jason Schramm is appointed to the G21 Geelong Region Alliance Board. Three, councillor Jason Schramm is appointed to the South West Victoria Alliance Board. 4, Geelong Regional Library Corporation representative is Councillor Mick McCrickard. 5, Geelong Regional Library Corporation substitute representative is Councillor Chrissy Dagood. 6, Australian Local Government Association representative Councillor Chris Potter. 7, Australian Local Government Association substitute representative is Councillor Chrissy Dagood. 8, Municipal Association Victorian representative Councillor Phil Howard. 9, Municipal Association Victoria substitute representative is Councillor Zoe Hudgell. 10, Colac Municipal Aerodrome Advisory Committee representative is Councillor Chris Potter. 11, Colac Regional Sale Yards Advisory Committee representative is Councillor Charlie Buchanan. 12, Lake Colac Advisory Committee representatives are Councillor Mick McCrickard and Councillor Zoe Hudgell. 13, Malerick Road Quarry Consultative Committee representative is Councillor Chris Potter. 14, Ondet Road Quarry Consultative Committee representative Councillor Chris Potter. 15, Colac Road Safety Group representative is Councillor Mick McCrickard. 16, Rural Councils Victoria representative is Councillor Chrissy Dagood. 17, Geelong City Deals Community Reference Group Observer, Polar Bay Harbour, Kennett River Traffic and Parking representative is Councillor Chris Potter. 18, Timber Towns Victoria Committee representative is Councillor Charlie Buchanan. 19, G21 Cultural and Economic Development Pillar representative Councillor Zoe Hudgell. 20, G21 Health and Wellbeing Pillar representative is Councillor Mick McCrickard. 21, G21 Transport and Planning Pillar representative is Councillor Chris Potter. 22, G21 Sustainability Representative, Councillor Chrissy Dadoud. 23, notes that all councillors were appointed to the Planning Committee, Submissions Committee and Chief Executive Officer Employment Matters Advisory Committee as set out in their respective terms of reference. That's the motion I'd like to move, Mayor.
Yeah, thank you. And it was seconded by Councillor McCrickard. Do you want to speak to the
Yeah,
motion?
thanks, Mayor. I'd just like to thank yourself and all the councillors for working together to put this list of allocations of various roles for the next 12 months. The community can see a number of the things, different and variety jobs that councillors do. So wish everyone all the best as they undertake these duties on the various committees and boards.
Thank you. Any other councillor like to speak? Councillor McCrickard.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. The different committees that councillors have elected to be part of, it's really the basic or the really important fundamental work that councillors carry out within the community. Personally, I see it as a real privilege to be on the committees, and I know my fellow councillors feel the same, and it's a chance for us to really get the feel of how our local community feel about different aspects of this wonderful community. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other councillor? Councillor Buchanan.
Yeah, I think even though we've committed to do committees as individual councillors, I think I personally will be looking to get advice from all the other councillors, because we're representing you people, and everyone has a stake in the timber towns, everyone has a stake in the sale yard. So it's not a one-man show, or whatever committees we're on, we will need advice from other people.
Thank you. Anyone else? No, we'll now put the motion to a vote. All those in favour? It's carried 7-0. Councillor Potter, Councillor Hudgell, Councillor Buchanan, Councillor McCrickard, Councillor Dadoud, Councillor Howard, Councillor Schramm, all in favour. Thank you. Now move to item 7.3, new members, Community Asset Committee, Beach Forest Hall. Purposes of this report is to appoint new members to the Beach Forest Community Hall Asset Committee. Are there any questions of officers? No. Does any councillor wish to move a motion in relation to the matter? Councillor Hudgell. Is there a seconder? Councillor McCrickard.
Thanks, Mayor. I would like to move the officer's recommendation.
Oh, yes, thank you. It's moved and seconded. Would you like to speak on the matter?
Yes, I'd just like to congratulate both ladies for putting their hand up and thank them for their service to the community.
Thank you. Any other councillor wish to speak? Councillor Howard.
I'd just like to commend all the volunteers across our shire, and I think it's one area where numbers are dwindling, so thanks for those two people for nominating. Thank
you. Any other councillor? No, we'll now put the motion to a vote. All those in favour? It's carried 7-0. Councillor Potter, Councillor Hudgell, Councillor Buchanan, Councillor McCrickard, Councillor Dadoud, Councillor Howard, Councillor Schramm, all in favour. Thank you. Now move on to item 8.1, Quarterly Performance Report, 1st of July to the 30th of September 2024. The purpose of this report is to provide the quarterly performance report for the period 1st of July 2024 to 30th September 2024. Are there any questions of officers? No. Do we have any councillor that wish to move a motion on this matter? Councillor Potter, what would you like to move?
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. Look, I'd like to move the officer's recommendation as my motion, please.
Thank you. Is there a seconder? Councillor Howard. Would you like to speak, Councillor Potter?
Just briefly, and Councillor Howard may have more to say. But we are just noting this report, but I know all councillors have read it. It's a great report that gives a summary of the performance for the first quarter of the 24-25 financial year, and I recommend that for those that are interested in the committee to have a look at it. It's available.
Thank you. Would you like to speak?
These reports really provide, again, transparency for council, so I support Councillor Potter's words on this as well.
Thank you. Any other councillor wish to speak? No. In that case, we've got a recommendation before us. We now put it to a vote. All those in favour? It's carried 7-0. Councillor Potter, Councillor Hudgell, Councillor Buchanan, Councillor McCricker, Councillor Douche, Councillor Howard, Councillor Schramm are all in favour. Thank you. Now move on to item 8.2, the Audit and Risk Committee meeting, unconfirmed minutes 9 and 12 September 2024. Any questions of officers? No? Would any councillor like to move a motion in regard to this item? Councillor Potter.
Thanks, Mayor. Could I move the officer's recommendation as my motion, please?
Sure. Is there a seconder? Councillor Dew. Thank you. Would you like to speak?
Oh, Mayor, this just receives information from the Colac Otway Shire Audit and Risk Committee. I wasn't on that committee, but familiar with the minutes when they're tabled regularly and updated by the CEO during the course of the year. So I'm happy to move that.
It's carried 7-0. All those in favour, Councillor Potter, Councillor Hudgell, Councillor Buchanan, Councillor McCricker, Councillor Douche, Councillor Howard, Councillor Schramm, all in favour. Thank you. Now move on to item 8.3, which is report of informal meetings of councillors. And please note that the purpose of this report is to inform on the informal meetings of councillors. It does not require a council decision. Are there any questions of officers? No. Thank you, councillors. Thank you, staff. Thank you, everyone in the gallery. That concludes the meeting of the Colac Otway Shire. I now declare this meeting closed.
Thank you, Mayor. That's the benchmark. Stick with that.